The following episode of the Hop Nation USA podcast is sponsored by Tavour. Tavour, a craft beer delivery service that makes it so easy to get new world-class beer delivered. This Seattle-based company works with the best independent breweries around the world. Seriously, with Tavour, the ability to choose the beer is the best part. Download their iPhone or Android app and try it out today.
Woe to you, O Earth.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast!
Welcome, Hop Nation, to a very special episode of the Hop Nation USA podcast. I am your host, Adam. Along with me is Steve on the board and the knobs. Steve, how are you?
I prefer to be on the ones and twos this week.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. We do have a very special episode here this week. We're going in a slightly different direction than what we usually do. Don't worry, we're still going to be talking beers. We still got 3 beers lined up to take a look at, drink and enjoy, and let you know what we think of them. But in addition to that, we're going to dive into the world of music.
Party tunes and that.
Actually, they are.
I think I've segmented the blocks into, fairly different styles.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to not necessarily debut, but expose the listener, you, the listener, to some new and exciting music that we've come across throughout our days here on the podcast. And we felt that this was good music to share.
Yeah, and these tunes were all submitted to us by people from a subreddit.
Yes.
The subreddit is called We Are the Music Makers. And if you're a part of that subreddit, or if you're just a musician listening right now and you would like to submit your music to our show, then we'll give you all the social media plugs at the end to do that with.
Right. But before we get into that, and before we get into the music,
we got to get into the beer.
We got to get into the beer. That is what everybody is here for. So the first beer of the night. Actually, I should probably talk about what kind of beers we're drinking tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a theme.
A little bit.
We're on the ones and twos, right? So we got single and double IPAs.
That's right. Yeah, so we're rocking IPAs tonight. That wasn't supposed to be a pun. I just kind of worked out that way. Anyways, moving along. Our first beer comes from the Crux Fermentation Project. This is the Half Hitch, which is an Imperial IPA. It is brewed with the Mosaic hop. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it has anything to do with the knot, the Half Hitch.
Maybe?
It probably is now that I'm looking at the can, because all the artwork is little knots throughout the can, so I'm an idiot.
I was going to say, isn't Bend a port town as well?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, or at least on the river.
At least a river bend.
At least a river.
Yeah. This one clocks in at 9.5% ABV.
Jeezy peasy.
So it's a heavy hitter right out of the blocks.
That's an Imperial IPA.
Yep. 80 IBUs, so that IPA level is definitely reached.
Oh, this is a crusher.
And what Crux is trying to do is they're trying to showcase the Mosaic hop.
Okay.
That's what they're trying to do with this beer.
Yeah.
So let's crack it. Let's try it.
Okie doke. I think also tonight we're going to be moving west to east.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be moving west to east with these IPAs. I only bring that up simply because this Crux is the very definition of a West Coast IPA.
Yeah. If you had to look it up in a dictionary and there was a picture, this is what it would look like.
Yeah, it's very gold in color, and it's super bright and clear.
It is, and not only that, it's got that white fluffy head on
it.
That dissipates rather quickly.
Right, and as you already stated in the numbers, it's 80 IBUs.
Right.
So this is
Right. and on the nose, just smelling it, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's a West Coast IPA.
Yeah, that's all hop.
Yep.
I am kind of impressed by that.
See, I'm not impressed, but I'm not disappointed.
Okay.
Which in and of itself is kind of praise.
Yeah.
It is definitely a lot more balanced than I was anticipating. It's definitely, I would even almost put it on the malt side of things.
I hardly get any malt profile at all.
Really? I get a big malty mouthfeel.
I agree with you on the side that it is balanced, in that it is like completely even all the way through, and there's no spike at any point in the drinking.
There is not. There is not. No. And it's not a wrecking ball of a beer.
No.
Like some other IPAs are or have been in the past. It's not a wrecking ball.
No, it's not a wrecking ball, but and I guess that's kind of what surprises me is that it is so even drinking and easy to drink. As far as something that's 9.5% and 80 IBUs.
If you're an IPA person, I think this would be a great back porch beer.
Yeah.
In in the late afternoon, early evening.
Oh, yeah.
I think this would be a fantastic beer to crack open and have as the sun's going down.
Yeah, this is really good. And again, like I said, I was surprised because, I mean, I've never heard of Crux.
Nor have I.
Yeah, but again, this is one of our Tavor beers.
Yes.
Coming from the other side of this country.
Full disclosure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They'll hear the ads in the episode.
Oh, yeah. They'll be there.
They'll be there. But, just to point out, this is a Tavor beer. But yeah, this is great. I really like this one. And I wish we could get it more out here.
We could probably request it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that.
Just would it go to a Giant Eagle and get it?
Exactly. Yeah. That's just one of the bummers is like, oh, it's got to be shipped.
I have to wait how long?
I got to wait a couple days rather than just going to the market? Damn. But yeah, this is a great beer. I'm going to continue enjoying it, and Adam seems to not be despising it
No, I
for
don't.
an IPA. So,
I don't despise it.
So I think that's a good jumping off point.
Right, exactly. So I think we should enjoy it just a little bit more.
Yeah, and with that, we can get into some tunes.
Let's make that happen.
We'll enjoy this while you listen to these. But first up, we have a little bit of a rock and folk block.
A rock and folk.
Rock and folk.
That's a hard combination of words to say.
Yeah. you gotta, that's why I get it out of the way early.
I like that.
Once we're 3 beers in, I don't think I can. Rock and folk. First up, we have an artist by the name of Mike Normal. That's Mike_Normal. And the song is called The Tower from his recently released EP called Tomorrow.
Okay.
Like this band, they got a bit of a Muse sound to them. But
I know that you're a big fan of Muse.
Yeah. And then you'll notice the intro is basically Psycho Killer from the Talking Heads.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
First couple notes is out. Absolutely.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
That's a jam in and of itself.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's a good song. You'll enjoy that. And then following that will be Roboy with his song Higher.
Dude, this is a jam.
Yeah, you like this one a lot.
Yeah, this song is a jam.
And he's coming from Eagle Hawk, Australia.
That's a badass name for a town.
Yeah, it is.
Eagle Hawk.
Eagle Hawk. That's a very American name that somehow made it to Australia.
We just need to adopt them.
Yeah, it should be like Spider Bear in Australia. But we'll kick these tunes off for you, and we'll be back with our final thoughts on this beer.
I traded in the mud for the sun. But I found no load, it's just a loaded gun. Speeding cars and undercuts, I guess I didn't know enough about love. And this new home ain't the place to dream. I need something in between. My life ain't the silver screen, but come on baby, be my desert queen tonight. But it's alright, but it's alright, just hold on tight, young blood. But it's alright, but it's alright, just hold on tight, young blood. And the mind's a monster on this busted road. Skinny love on the radio. This hungry heart is getting old, and if we're all doomed, then who will save my soul? And a fire's burning deep inside, trying to keep my goddamn mind. You can take my faith, you can take my eyes, but this lion, he won't lose his pride. But it's alright, but it's alright, just hold on tight, young blood. But it's alright, but it's alright, just hold on tight, young blood.
I got my family down south of Martin's Ferry. They said you're better off not reading the obituary. Some will fall off, but we could have done better. She's plaguing this town, yet we'd all rather forget her. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my brother. He may have had his vices, but he never knew any better. The pastor is out here collecting the empties. He's leading his sermon, sustained on the pennies. I stopped in Steubenville to see a friend from school. On his porch with gun and lead, calling me a fool. The city ain't redeeming, you best get away. She's killing this town and she's here to stay. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my mother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my brother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. And I swear I'd lose my mind if I hear one more time, oh, how we lost our minds in those mills and mines. I knew this girl in town, she danced and she strokes for all the city's men, smelling of liquor and smoke. She said education, God damn it, don't you see? We're all trapped in this town, ain't nobody gonna leave. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my mother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my brother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. And I swear I'd lose my mind if I hear one more time, oh, how we lost our minds in those mills and mines. Hey, oh, 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 hey, oh. Father, forgive the sins of my mother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my brother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my mother. She may have had her vices, but she never knew any better. The pastor is out here collecting her empties. He's leading her sermon, sustained on the pennies. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my mother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. Heavenly Father, forgive the sins of my brother, but don't you forgive those doctors and painkillers. And I swear I'd lose my mind if I hear one more time, oh, how we lost our minds in those mills and mines. Oh, how we lost our minds in those mills and mines. Hey, oh, 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 hey, oh.
Welcome back. That third song that you heard was Youngblood by Eric Fernandez. He's actually out of Rensselaersville, New York. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because that is a bear of a name to try to figure out, especially after you're drinking this big beer. But no, that was Youngblood. That's a folk western tune.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely has that kind of almost old school country western about it. It's a really good song. It just kind of like spoke to me with its ability to be so old.
Wait.
I mean, okay.
Classic.
Classic. As a fan of Hank Williams and, older country.
Being a red-blooded American.
Right.
Gotcha.
It doesn't have that stadium rockness about it. Right. So I enjoyed that one.
Speaking of enjoying.
Yeah.
I hate to admit this, but this half hitch, that's pretty decent.
It's pretty decent.
It's pretty decent. I'm digging on this beer.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the song by Tom Joseph that followed up the Youngblood song. and that one's called Weirton, West Virginia. So
that is quite appropriate for us.
Apparently, Tom is from he was originally from just outside of Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
And then moved away, but he, wrote the song Weirton, West Virginia. I was like, well, I think we have to include that one on the show.
Yeah.
He sent us his entire EP called Say It Out Loud.
Okay.
But just because we're so close to Weirton, I'm like, no, that's pretty apropos.
You got to use that one. Yeah.
That's pretty apropos,
Yeah.
so.
And it is a good tune.
Yeah, it is a good tune. Good tune to go with this good beer.
It's a fine combination.
Yeah.
No, it's not quite enough to make it onto the short list of IPAs. I'll give it an honorable mention.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll put it to you that way. And that is praise in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of that maltiness.
Mm-hmm. I think as it warms up a little bit, but that's to be expected.
As it warms up and just as I drink it more and it coats my mouth more, because we are talking about a 9.5.
Right, it's a heavy hitter.
It had to have a big grain profile to get there. It can't.
Yeah, if it's going to be good and 9.5, there's got to be a lot going on.
Yeah.
And they pulled it off well.
Oh, yeah. But again, like I said earlier, it doesn't have like a spike at any point. It never spikes you with too much hop. It never... just overpowers you with like any kind of pininess or citrusness. It just is a good single profile.
It's just a good beer.
Yeah, it's a good single profile of the Mosaic.
So I'd say well done, Crux.
Yeah, well done. We'll definitely look forward. They're now added to the list of high water.
Yeah.
As we've had one by you, now we're going to have more by you.
Yeah, now you're on the radar.
Yeah, definitely on the radar for us.
Yeah, well done. So what do you say we take a quick break? Mm-hmm. Come back. Grab another beer, grab some more tunes.
Yes.
Keep jamming. Check this out. There's a Seattle company called Tavour that enables discovery of new and exciting beers and breweries. Tavour gets the best independent beer from literally around the world. Denmark, New Zealand, Belgium, and of course everywhere in the US. The app is incredibly simple to use to get some ridiculously good beers delivered right to your door. Hop Nation, it's been a solid 30 seconds since we've talked. Welcome back. We're drinking beers, we're listening to music, we're having ourselves a grand old time. It is time for another beer.
Yeah, and speaking of solid, we're talking about the Get the Let Out weekend. That's where we played Led Zeppelin songs 4 in a block.
I'm sorry, this is not September.
Damn it.
The completely wrong month.
Rocktober.
It's not Rocktober either.
Ah, balls. All right, fine, I'll give it up.
Or 30 seconds to March.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Let's drink a beer.
You.
You know what? I can't be that upset. I just made it up, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. I don't think classic rock stations will ever adopt 30 seconds to March as their...
I hope not, because that means we're old.
Yeah. So our next beer is coming from one of my new favorite breweries.
Which one is it?
Prairie.
I knew that.
And for a change, we're not drinking stouts by them.
For better or worse, I'm not sure yet.
I mean, at least a change in my own life.
No, that's pretty much the direction I go with Prairie as well.
I'm pretty much always killing their stouts. So, but this time...
Well, don't worry, they're killing it too.
Mm-hmm. This time, though, we're drinking the Phantasmagoria.
That's such a weird word to say.
It is. It's also a weird computer game if you grew up with that back in 1997, I believe. Yeah.
No. Sorry, can't help you.
The Phantasmagoria game was a FMV, if you remember those kind of games.
The hell is an FMV?
They are the full motion video. You remember those games? Yeah. Like Night Trap on the Sega CD.
Holy shit. Okay, you were coming up with things that anybody born after 1993 assumes that you're speaking Spanish right now.
Good.
It's ours. Don't take it from us.
That's right. You need to re-educate yourself. Oh, what was the other one I had? I think it was like Sewer Rat or something like that. I can't remember.
Well,
I can't remember.
Yeah, we'll look it up after the show.
Terrible game. But the beer by Prairie, the Phantasmagoria beer by Prairie, is a double India Pale Ale, also known as a DIPA.
Ah, very nice.
Also known as a double IPA. DIPA. This one clocks in at only 8%.
Oh, a light guy.
Yeah, a light guy.
He's just a little guy.
And he has 70 IBUs.
Man, are they even trying over there?
Well, you got to remember, we're moving west to east.
Ah, that's true.
Now we've reached a point where we're in the middle of the country.
Because they're out of Oklahoma, correct?
Right, yeah, they're out of Oklahoma.
All right.
So what they claim this to be, though, is they claim it to be a nod to West Coast IPAs.
Okay.
And they say it's supposed to be full of citrusy and piney hops.
Okay.
Yeah. So they don't list what ones, I guess, so maybe they can change the recipe as needed.
You know what? I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's good.
But Oklahoma has chosen their side with this one. They're going West Coast on this one.
They go right ahead. Right ahead. So I can appreciate what they're talking about in terms of a nod to the West Coast IPA, because this looks similar
Right.
to what we had with the Crux Fermentation Project.
Yeah.
Half Hitch. But it is a little bit darker, a little bit more hazy.
Well, I would say it's hazier. I wouldn't say it's darker, though.
Well, maybe that haze is
Yeah.
is tricking me a little bit.
Yeah, it's making it a little bit cloudier, but this is definitely lighter in color in the fact that it's like the Crux was pretty much a gold. Mm-hmm. That was solid gold.
Ah, very nice.
But this one is much more of closer to a straw in a way.
So, bottom line, between these two, the best way to represent them, you put them up on the bar at the VFW, ain't nobody gonna bat an eye.
Right.
Bottom line.
Nobody can tell the difference until they smell it.
Yep.
Which, let's try that.
Yo-ho, get over here and smell this bitch.
I get a bit of hop on this one.
This is a bit more pungent than the Half Hitch.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's not overpowering.
No.
It's not overpowering me, at
No,
least.
it's not a ba-bomb. Is it ba-bomb or ba-bomb?
Bob-omb?
Ba-bomb?
Yeah,
Okay,
Bob-omb.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I was a Sega kid growing up.
You gotta go back and watch the movie. They say it.
Do they really?
Yeah. Man. The entire crowd freaks out when it gets up on the steel. Like it's.
How do you remember this?
How do you not? It's one of the greatest movies ever.
Get out of the way, Citizen and Kane.
Totally. Take your sled and go fuck yourself.
Everybody knows who it was.
Now this one spikes you a little bit at the end.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's not as easy of a drinker, but
It's not obnoxious.
no. It definitely isn't. It still isn't a killer, even though it's 70 IBUs. But it definitely has that hop bitterness that spikes you at the end.
It's interesting when you inhale, whenever you take a sip, where you get the nose and then the taste at the same time.
Yeah.
It's, man, I sound pretentious. But it's true.
But it's true. If you want a little bit of that extra profile while you're drinking it, that's the way to do it.
And it does have a skosh of that hop residue, but not to the point of it being annoying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah. It's there, but it's not a nuisance. And I can appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't get one particular hop flavor standing out.
No, it's just hop.
So it's not definitively citrusy, but it's also not definitively piney. I just get a little bit of each in there. But there's even when they wrote up when they have their own write-up, they didn't put, what hops they used. So it's hard to tell, what I'm trying to...
But that might also harken back to the recipe might change a little bit.
Yeah.
They might give them an out.
Right.
And I don't mean it in a bad way, but that might give them an out to tweak the hop profile.
Yeah.
And when they're going to do the hop additions, what they're going to add, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, who knows?
Or maybe they just really like playing their recipes close to the vest.
Which is fine, too.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the beer, though. I like it. I think I like that Crux a little bit more, but just because this one does spike you a little bit at the end.
Let's not throw it out quite yet.
I'm not saying it's bad in any way. I'm just saying, so far, I like the Crux a little bit more.
That's fair. Well, we got more to drink.
Yeah. This one's still a really good double IPA, and I definitely, would drink it for any reason.
Because you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need a holiday to drink this.
Right.
Let's move on. We'll continue to drink this beer, and we'll get into another block of music.
Can you not do that? Let's not make it a block of music.
Yeah, it's a block of music.
No! Oh, God, you're the worst.
This is... Well, I mean, that's what it is. It's sectioned off into a block.
But let's not call it that.
I'm not hitting the post because I do it in post.
That's true. And not only, we're not talking over the intro.
Right.
I am willing to punch through a radio. The next time I hear a shitty DJ goes right up to the lyrics.
Don't forget your tickets. X-Fest coming back.
Oh. Nobody cares about Jack White anymore.
Boo.
He's old news.
Boo. But okay, our next grouping of songs. Is that what you'll... All right. The next 3 songs you'll hear are all of the funk and electronic variations.
Right on.
Yeah. Funk, hip hop, and electronic. They all kind of blend
Electronic
styles.
or electronica?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just wanted to sound smart. I hope you had an answer for that.
First up, though, you're going to hear "I'll Be Your Jungle Lover" by the band Secret Sound. And I was a big fan of this song when I first heard it because it sounded like it came from 1973.
Yeah.
But it actually was just released this February. It is such a throwback song, but it's really good. And the band is from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
And everybody knows who's from Asbury Park.
I don't speak his name because I think his music's trash.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm all right with that. I
Okay.
don't necessarily share that opinion, but I appreciate
That's
that
fine.
you have that opinion.
That's fine. It's a real personal thing that I think you shouldn't charge $120 to see you, and then sing songs about blue collar workers when you're charging $120
Yeah, that's kind of...
to said blue collar workers.
Yeah, that's kind of counterproductive. Oxymoronic, whatever word you want to use.
Just douchey is what I call it.
Okay, all right. Your words, not mine.
But the Secret Sound is not that way. They're a classic jazz funk band, and
Damn
they're
straight.
great.
Damn straight.
They'll be followed up by Riley Urbano, and he is a indie hip hop producer out of Seattle. And he just composes his own beats and does a little bit of, lyrical work on his own as well. And his song is called "Don't Be Scared of Love." And this has a real upbeat funkiness to it, even though it is more of the hip hop and electronic kind of
Okay.
production. So I think the 2 songs go well together, and then the 3rd song you'll hear also just follows right along.
Well, then let's check them out while we drink these beers.
All right then, and we'll be back.
I'll be a jungle lover. I'll be a mosquito man. I'll deal with all the insects when they bite. I'll be your family tree. And when you come see about me, I'll lick up in your valley all damn night. I'll be a jungle lover. I'll forage for another. I'll bind your wounds when you get your bad loan. Your fruit is so delectable, you're naturally selectable. I'll ride your fertile crescent back to Babylon. Hey, you know I'll be your jungle lover. Ooh, you know you can be my jungle lover. You can be my surrogate Grace Jones' mother. Mother Nature, she will give us everything. Get on the good foot like a platypus. I'll give your pussy cat a push. Jump on the vine and swing, 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 swing. Ooh, yeah. Oh, come on, Eddie. Talk to me. Get on there. Take a check. I just want to talk to you a little bit. You can be my jungle lover. You can be my surrogate Grace Jones' mother. Mother Nature, she will give us everything. Get on the good foot like a platypus. I'll give your pussy cat a push. Jump on the line and swing, 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 swing. I said, yeah, we're gonna swing. Up in the... Oh, you be my jungle lover. We're gonna swing, baby. Hey, you know I'll be you. Oh, baby, I'll be you. Your jungle lover. Just wanna die. Oh.
I could smile 1,000 smiles and the feeling never dies. Well, I can see you across the room, girl, how you like the music. Because I couldn't help but notice just how fine you're moving. And just to see you, there ain't much that I'm not doing. But I'm not the only one with shit I gotta prove. But I gotta wait another night. Cause girl, no, I gotta make you mine. And girl, no, I gotta hit your line. So baby, can I get your number? Cause I need a chance to see if you could be the one. Don't be scared of love, but what we can be together. You can feel the rush when we meet each other's eyes. And every time we touch, it's a bridge between two lives. I could smile 1,000 smiles and the feeling never dies. I need a way to get along with you. I feel like I can get along with you. I know the night is young and so are we, but I'm feeling something more with you. So baby, don't be nervous, because I feel it too. And all I really want's a chance to fall in love with you. When we meet each other's eyes, and every time we touch, it's a bridge between two lives. I could smile 1,000 smiles and the feeling never dies. Don't be scared of love, but what we can be together. You can feel the rush when we meet each other's eyes, and every time we touch, it's a bridge between two lives. I could smile 1,000 smiles.
Don't you know we're out of time and I lost a piece of my mind. Back in love, we took our chances. I'm gonna make you mine. We kept it up, we kept on lying, we kept on stealing life.
3 great songs right in a row. That third one that you heard was Don't Know Your Face. That was by Last Guest at the Party. I could appreciate the name of that band. I've been there before. I've been that guy, and I'll probably do it again.
Yeah, I've been there before. I don't know. I'll do it again. I'm too old for. I gotta be in bed, yo.
I'm telling you what, bedtime at 9:30 ain't so bad anymore.
I gotta be in bed before midnight, and then I can just sleep my hangover off. Everything's good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's smart. It's a marathon, not a sprint anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You just drink every day.
You got to train. It's like a marathon.
Right, yeah.
You got to train every day. But Last Guest at the Party, they're actually out of Brooklyn, New York. Mm-hmm. Home of the Nets.
Okay.
Home of the Islanders.
Home of SummerSlam.
Home of SummerSlam. Most importantly of all, home of SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I mean, Brooklyn Takeover if you're an NXT fan.
Which I would assume that you are.
Yeah.
And it's always a fantastic show. But that's not why we have this podcast. Yet.
No, we just make wrestling references.
Right.
We don't.
Although we could branch out to another new wrestling podcast. That'd be pretty fantastic.
I don't have the time or money
I
to do
don't
that.
really either.
Don't have the time or money for that.
But what we do have the time for is this beer.
Yes.
By Prairie.
The Phantasmagoria.
I'm really glad that you introduced that beer because I'd have a whole lot of trouble pronouncing that name.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I chose to introduce it, because I do have that old computer game knowledge.
And I do not. Bottom line, double IPA, a DIPA, if you're that type of person. Mm-hmm. Not too shabby. Not too shabby in the world of double IPAs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, if your only choice in life is Prairie, you might as well go with this.
I mean, if your only choice in life is Prairie, you're not doing bad in and of itself.
You're definitely...
Prairie makes good beers.
They really do. Yeah, all of their stouts are killer, and it's a pain in the ass to try to keep them all straight.
There's this one, there's that one, there's the other one.
They just released not too long ago, they just released kind of a blend, a mix and blend series.
Okay.
I believe it's just called ABCD. But what they do is they take their base stouts, and then they made one a coffee, one a vanilla, one, like they had a number of flavors.
Oh, okay.
And then you can just mix and match.
Oh,
You're supposed to blend all 4 bottles.
Oh, into one giant conglomeration?
Well, not in one giant conglomeration, just however it fits you. Do you want a coffee vanilla? Do you want...
okay.
Yeah.
See, you know what? We're getting off topic here. We're
Not off topic. We're talking about Prairie beer.
We are, but let's get back to this one.
Okay.
I can appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
I am not the person to be judging this beer.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it to you. I'll let you do the heavy lifting on this one.
Hey, I think it's a pretty good double IPA. I think I've definitely had better, though. And I've had better IPAs in general.
Okay.
Just the fact that the hop profile is a little muddy to kind of get through, as well as it spiking you at the back end like it does. It's not the most even drinker. I think a lot of hopheads will really enjoy this.
Right.
I'm on the fence about it.
And somebody who is not a hophead, if you've listened to more than 3 minutes of this show,
Right.
ever. During our, I guess, music interlude? Mm-hmm. No, that's not quite right. It wasn't an interlude. They're the point of the show.
That's the content.
Right. But during the songs, I had a couple of hop burps.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it will come back on you with a vengeance.
So, and there are people I know that enjoy that.
Right.
I am not one of those people.
Yeah, it's definitely a good beer, and I definitely suggest it to anybody looking for a new double IPA, and I suggest it to anybody who's a fan of Prairie to go try it out.
But it is not the end all be all.
Right, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
it.
What do you say we take a break?
Yes.
Reload.
Come
Not
back,
only the beers.
but reload the mix deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Right. I want the people to believe that I actually have vinyls sitting around of these EPs.
You know what? I actually do have vinyl in the house.
I got vinyl in my house too.
Is yours Jerry Reed?
No, it's Rush.
Oh. Wow. Okay. All right. No, best I can get you is Smokey and the Bandit soundtrack on vinyl.
Okay.
Bought it for 50 cents at a yard sale.
No, I've got Rush and Ozzy.
No, yours is better, I admit. But I saw it at a yard sale. I had to buy it.
Fair enough. I once bought a I once bought a Leonard Skinner VHS, so.
Okay, I think we're back on even ground now.
Yeah.
So, all right, Hop Nation, stay tuned. We will be right back.
What up, Slackers? I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse. We're the host of American Slacker, a weekly show that discusses the weirdest in world events.
We cover UFC, the latest in technology, Xbox games, entertainment, and music reviews.
We have conversations with musicians, actors, filmmakers, and other interesting guests.
Twist one up or crack one open with us every Monday to start your work week off right. That's it.
There you go.
Beer fans, music fans, Steve fans, welcome back to the Hop Nation USA podcast. We are back with fresh beer, fresh music, fresh Steve. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, fresh old tunes, yo. And I took a shower.
Great.
Hooray!
That's a positive for everybody.
Everybody wins.
So let's keep that positive train rolling, and let's jump into beer number 3.
And this is going to be our East Coast beer.
Yes, it is. This is the Decadent Ales Double Toasted Marshmallow.
Ah. Okay.
There you go.
All right. You got any more info on that one?
Yeah, I could make something up.
All right.
No, this is a double IPA. Comes in at 9.1 ABV, so we're jumping back up a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No idea on the IBUs.
Okay.
I don't really think it's going to matter. It is a double IPA. It is a double toasted marshmallow.
Yeah.
It is dry hopped, and it also uses marshmallow, coconut, and some sort of sugar called turbinado sugar.
All right.
I have no idea what that is. Apparently the grains are larger than regular cane sugar.
Coming from the turbo plant.
That's badass. I like it. I like it. So what do you say we crack this one open?
Yeah. I think this is definitely going to be representative of the current trends in Eastern American IPAs that are full of goofiness.
Everybody's just getting buck wild.
Yeah. As you're pouring it, though, it does not seem to be hazy, so it's not actually a New England IPA.
No, it is not.
It's not hazy, but it is still full of goofiness.
It's just a regular ass double IPA.
Yeah. Initially, I would have thought it would have been full of lactose as well, considering it's supposed to be sweet, but with how clear this beer is...
Don't forget, it was also brewed with coconut, sugars, and
Right.
marshmallows themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
Yeah, I guess with all the... Yeah, but all that silliness, I would have thought contributed to being a hazy profile, but this isn't a hazy profile.
It's not a hazy profile. The head is definitely the lowest of the three.
Yeah.
It's very thin, same color. I would consider this the darkest of the three by a skosh.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would put it in between the Crux. I think the Crux was the darkest of the three.
All right. I
Yeah.
may not have been calibrated at that point.
Yeah. This is definitely darker than a straw. It's a little bit of a gold, but it's not. It's nowhere near as the dark gold. But it's clear, which is surprising to me.
On the nose, whatever word you were supposed to use, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's an interesting combination of hops, and you are starting to get a little bit of that marshmallow in there as well.
See, I definitely got a lot more sweet than I got hop.
Really? I got like a 50-50 split.
Yeah, I smell the hops on it, but I get a sweet on it.
So it seems like there's the sweet, and then the hops are piled on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to describe it, which I do, so I did.
Okay.
That's how I would describe it.
I do, so I did.
But there is definitely a sweeter smell to it than the other two, by far.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't call something marshmallow.
Right.
We'll see how this goes. Yeah, that's like candy.
Very interesting. That's a very interesting beer.
Yeah. And again, this is getting into the East Coast wilding out.
It is. And this is... And full disclosure here. Mm-hmm. When I bought this beer, I bought this before I knew we were doing IPAs.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that this beer was an IPA when I picked it up.
We thought it was a stout.
Right, because you look at it, double toasted marshmallow. Okay, there's no way this is an IPA, double IPA, any sort of pale ale by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
What kind of jag-off would try to pull that off? Well, as it turns out, Decadent are the jag-offs that would try to pull this off.
Yeah.
And I think they have.
Yeah, they definitely decided to break boundaries, and now they have actually succeeded because this is really good.
So, you know what's really interesting to me? The best part of this beer is after you've drank it.
Yeah.
The aftertaste.
Yeah, it has a really nice aftertaste to it.
It does. It has almost zero hop residue. Mm-hmm. The only thing that sticks around is that sweet.
Yeah, it has a bit of a hop spike kind of in the middle of the taste.
It does. It does.
It comes up very toasted marshmallow forward, and then it kind of spikes you with the hop to let you know that it is an IPA.
Hey, dummy, you're drinking a double IPA.
Yeah, but then it tapers off with this very mellow,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but it has a very mellow, sweet flavor to it. And then just even the aftertaste that kind of lingers in your mouth.
This is a very intriguing beer.
It's very intriguing. I like it a bunch.
Yeah?
I like it a bunch mostly because it does break these boundaries.
It does. It does not follow any of the mindset of what an IPA or a double IPA should be.
Right, and it also takes the dessertness out of the stout world.
Which they've had a pretty big run on.
Well, duh.
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, everything's chocolate. And then chocolate plus.
Right.
I will say I don't get any coconut.
No, I don't either. I'm also okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It doesn't seem like it would fit. It doesn't necessarily taste like a toasted marshmallow.
No.
Yeah, like it doesn't really have the toasted marshmallow flavor. Like, because when I think toasted, I think like there's a char to it or like a little bit of a burn. Mm-hmm. I've had some stout beers recently that have that burniness to it.
Okay, all right.
But it doesn't have that.
So when you say Bernie, I assume you mean marshmallow and not weekend at.
Right.
Okay, because that would be a whole other taste, and I'm pretty sure that would be illegal.
Yes, that I don't think we can cross into Cannibal Corpse.
That's a whole other episode.
But yeah, I'm enjoying this beer. I like what it's putting down. Mm-hmm. I like that it's breaking the barrier. Yeah. And I like that it still identifies itself as an IPA. You know, it's still obviously an IPA because it does have hop to the nose and hop on the taste.
It's almost like it's a disguise beer.
Yeah.
Because you look at it and you smell it like, nah, this isn't going to be anything.
I think this beer is kind of suited for you when I think about it, because you can say I'm drinking an IPA, but you're really having dessert.
Oh, I don't actually like IPAs except for this one over here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're just like, I'm drinking an IPA, and like people can tell by the color profile. Everybody thinks you're drinking a West Coast IPA, but you're really having dessert.
Right.
And I think that that appeals to you and your ilk. Who can't actually handle their IBUs.
We have started a club.
Yeah, you can't handle your IBUs.
IBUs can't handle me.
So yeah, I guess I'm more interested in your, as you were deferring the Phantasmagoria to me, I'm deferring this one to you.
This one is definitely one beer that I need to take a further look at.
Okay, yeah.
Initial impressions are good.
Yeah.
Needs a little further research.
Okay.
And that's good that it passed that test, that it needs further research.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have some time.
Good.
We have another grouping, another herding. Do you want to call it a herding of music?
Would it be a murder of music?
No.
A pod?
Yeah, only if it's the Counting Crows. Is it a murder?
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And I don't know any whale bands.
Red Fang has an album called Whales and Leeches.
Okay.
But that's all I can get you.
Half credit?
Yeah, half credit on that one.
Moving along.
Yeah. We're on to our herding of indie music.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're getting into a little bit of softer indie sounds, something to wind down with.
So murder is definitely not applicable.
Not really, no.
Right.
No. Not a super violent. Trust me, one day we will get a black metal.
I'm okay with that.
Block of music.
Something from Sweden or Norway.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that one time. But so our first band up is going to be Joe Osborne and the Winter Moon. And they're a band out of London, United Kingdom, as it's sometimes known.
I'm pretty sure most times it's known as London.
Sometimes it's known as London, England.
I guess.
Yeah. But they're a band from the UK, and their song is called The Republic. And yeah, it's going to be a nice indie rock song.
Right on.
It's got a little bit of pep to it.
Okay, I like pep.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of pep to it. And then they're going to be followed by Cash L. O'Malley, who is a singer-songwriter out of New York.
Man, we're getting some big hitters here. London, New York, Australia, Eagle Hawk,
Australia. Like I said, we got submissions from all over from We Are the Music Makers on Reddit. So.
That's badass.
Yeah. So Cash L. O'Malley's song is 89.9, which is basically just screaming indie rock.
Nice. Okay.
Anybody who knows radio stations knows that everything under 91.5 is going to be either an indie rock station or a college station that plays indie rock.
And maybe NPR peppered in a little bit.
Oh yeah, solid NPR.
Yeah.
That's a solid NPR range.
Admittedly, I've been getting more and more into NPR.
Yeah, me too.
But that's not for today's episode.
It's just you're old, you get into NPR.
It's true.
And that's the rest of the story. As we've been moving west to east with our IPAs, we're actually moving east to west with our music in this block.
I like to think that we're crossing over directly in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
with the beer and the music. I think that's appropriate.
Okay,
because it's happening here in Pittsburgh on the podcast.
Yeah, but we started in London, moving to New York. And then songs you'll hear next after that, after Cash L. O'Malley, will be from Chicago and Minneapolis.
St. Paul's big brother.
Yeah. So enjoy these songs and we'll be back.
For he who is dead shall never be brave, and my lover gave me time fucking up. Seems that I can never do enough. I need a chance to show that I can cut it and make something of myself. My life is a series of narrow victories I didn't earn. Turns out when you struggle with something, you'll always win or you learn. I spent a lot of time losing track of what I need to do to make you proud. Maybe it's time to pride in something I decide that I can do without. The pressure's on, I'm gonna cave if I have to be led by hand. I'm flying solo from now on, I decide where I'll land.
I don't wanna be alone. I wonder where I'll end up. 'Cause right now all of this help you're giving me just hurts. You know everything you do is in goodwill, but it's just too much.
I spent a lot of time inside my head. What used to be my shelter, now I find I dread. I'm gonna try to find a way to show you that I can do this without help. Holy grails and fountains of youth, I feel like I'm grasping at air. I'm gonna find a new direction, my current path has nowhere. I'll never be your version of perfect, I'm not astray. Scooping me up, built from all directions, leave me the wrong way. I'm gonna break away. I spent a lot of time fucking up, but honestly, I feel I've done enough. I know that I will do something I'm proud of if I can just be myself.
Honestly, that was better. Like, I didn't have many things.
The color of your eyes are just like the water clear. And the way you make me smile is just like the grin on a jaguar's tear. And only you can show me the way. And only you know where my body does lay. You were born before beginning, and you know the outcome of the end. You were born without a sting, but soon you learn to use your hand. And everything will become nothing, and we'll all turn into dust. Only you. Only you.
Only You, a fantastic song coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. That was brought to you by Brewsic. That's off of their Into the Darkness album. Now, a side note on that one, there is a new album coming out by Brewsic later this year, so stay tuned for that one. I'm not entirely sure when it's coming out, sometime this summer.
Sometime in the summertime.
But I am looking forward to it. Before that, PBR and Pressure's On. That was by Voluntary Madness. And side note on that one, I love me some trumpet. I love me some trumpet.
Yeah, especially like the fact that the trumpet isn't like obnoxious ska trumpet.
No, it's a nice accompaniment.
Right. I also have to remark that I really like that Brewsic song just because of it has a Leonard Cohen-ness to it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost want to say Tom Waits, but it's much. It's a little more somber than that. So.
Yeah.
Tom Waits can get a little weird, and that's why I really like Tom Waits. But
That's fair.
Leonard Cohen-ness has a somberness to it, but he has that kind of gravelly vocal intonation to him.
Man, you're using all sorts of 50 Cent words here, and I appreciate that. Speaking of things that I appreciate,
Yes.
how do you like that tie over? That was.
Aha. I mean, it's a setup. It was a nice setup by me.
I'm proud of both of us for taking care of that.
They'll spike it down.
This decadent double toasted marshmallow. It's a double IPA.
Yes. And they're from, they're out of Boston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nice Boston, New England. It's a New England IPA, but it's not a New England style IPA.
Oh, those tricky bastards.
Tricky.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, this is a confusing beer. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Ryan Gosling. Because you don't really want to, but you're like, if I did want to, yeah, that'd be the guy.
You know, that's just going to be an island that you live on your own. I cannot live with.
Hey, maybe if you're just a Ryan Gosling guy to begin with, that's great. You do you or him, your choice.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. I
hope the analogy is picked up here.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure everybody got it.
Yeah, I don't want to sound too weird here.
I think it's kind of apt though, in that it is a very strange beer. I still like to make it more akin to a beer for your people who cannot.
What do you mean, you people?
You people who cannot drink IPAs, who cannot hold your IBUs.
Now, this is a good beer.
You get to technically call it out as
Look, guys.
Yeah, I'm drinking a double IPA. Look how tough and strong I am. But not really, because this is all dessert all day.
It is. It really is. The only reason that you might be able to figure out that this is an IPA is a little bit on the nose and that spike in the middle.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, it's sweet candy and it's fantastic.
Right. So let's say we go to the podium.
Yes.
Rank the 3 beers that we had tonight.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Okay, I'll go first. The bronze medal, it goes to the Prairie Artisan Phantasmagoria. I think I pronounced that right.
You got it.
Phantasmagoria. Very nice. I'm proud of myself on that one. I think the biggest reason on that one why it's in the bronze medal is it was kind of like the half hitch, but just not quite as much.
Okay.
It just didn't really trip my trigger. It didn't make me go, hey, wait a minute here.
Yeah, it didn't stand out.
Right, it didn't stand out. I didn't believe that was a bad beer.
Okay.
It's just a decent beer. From my perspective. And I don't necessarily have the appreciation for IPAs and double IPAs, et cetera, that other people do. In the silver medal position, this is where things get a heck of a lot tighter. The half hitch by Crux Fermentation. I'm thinking that one kind of is outkicking its coverage a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't think that one was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good beer. It didn't completely turn me.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, obviously, since I'm not an IPA guy, it didn't fully turn me over to the IPA world, but
right.
I can appreciate what it is, and if somebody handed it to me, I wouldn't protest.
Yeah.
Which,
Man,
that's pretty good praise.
Yeah.
From a self-proclaimed non-IPA guy.
Non-IPA guy.
Right. However, the decadent toasted marshmallow, yeah, that knocked it out of the park.
Right.
I like that beer straight
because
up.
It's barely an IPA.
Right, exactly. And I'm okay with that. As a matter of fact, I prefer it. No, that's just a really good beer.
Yeah.
If it's being categorized as a double IPA, I'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put this beer on the list, which I believe puts me up to 6.
I think you're now up to 6 IPAs.
So that's 2 hands I have to use now.
Amazing.
So that's double the effort. So
amazing.
Congratulations.
So in 54 episodes, we've added a couple.
Right. Hey, you're building up. Building up. But no, that was the gold medal beer. Far and away. Fantastically crafted. I really enjoyed it. I didn't find much wrong with it.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
Period. I really like that beer.
Okay.
Steve, I will hand the reins over to you.
So, Bronze, I'm going to agree with you. The Phantasmagoria. I thought it was a good double IPA, but nothing really stood out to me in any way. And it did have a little bit of unbalance with the big hop spike at the end and kind of the rough afterburps and
The afterburps.
as the way it kind of comes back with a little bit of a vengeance. And the fact that the hop profile doesn't really stick out in any way, because the way they describe it is just throwing in a bunch of citrus and piney.
Yeah.
You know, they even describe it as it sounds like they're just throwing handfuls of different hops in.
We don't know what's happening. We'll
Right.
figure it out when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happening with it, and it just doesn't grab me that way. But it's still really good, and I think everybody should try it because it may be your favorite.
Right.
Silver, I'm going to give to the Decadent.
Really?
Yes. Simply because even though it's claiming to be an IPA, it's not an IPA. This is silly dessert time.
It is. It is.
You know, it's good. I don't know that I could drink a bunch of those.
It's a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a one beer with dessert. If you're enjoying like some kind of s'mores or some sort of like chocolate pie or something like that,
Yeah.
definitely pair it with the Decadent.
This is a treat yourself beer.
Or if you're the kind of person who wants to forego, you know, actual dessert and just have dessert beer,
Or if you're a person such as myself who wants to claim that they're drinking an IPA.
or that.
So certain people will get off my back.
You can do that
I'll
too.
drink this one.
All of that. It's really good. I mean, I enjoy it a whole bunch. I would never snub my nose at it. I would,
No.
you know, I would pick up a 4-pack, you know, given the opportunity. But I just think the Crux Half-Itch is one of those perfectly crafted beers, and it's perfectly crafted IPA. You called the Decadent perfectly crafted in the sense that it really achieves everything it shoots for.
Yes.
In being a toasted dessert. But I just feel like because it's so silly and out of the range of what an IPA usually is,
Right.
I can't, you know, give it the gold.
I gotcha.
The Crux, though, is a perfect representation of a single hop, mosaic all the way through, even drinking, doesn't have that spike, and just fantastic flavor all the way through.
So it sounds like it's coming down to a comparison between Ace Ventura and Schindler's List. Both fantastic movies, but Ace Ventura is silly time.
But Schindler's List isn't a comedy. Yeah.
Right, exactly. They're both great, just in their own particular realms.
Right. Yeah, the Crux Half-Itch is gold for me just because, like you said at the very top of the show, it's a beer that somebody who's a hophead could drink on the back porch.
Yeah.
And I definitely could see myself doing that. And the fact that it's a 9.5%. That's just bonus time. It's just like, oh, good. I don't taste the booze, and I really get to drink a whole bunch of these.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, I don't think there was a bad one in the bunch.
Yeah, no, not a bad beer in the bunch tonight. Just like there's not a bad song in the bunch.
No, there wasn't. No, this is a fantastic episode all around.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more about all these bands, we're going to put up, you know, their links to their band camps and their social media pages. You'll be able to find that on our website. You'll be able to find that, you know, on our Podbean website.
What is our website?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Me too.
If you're looking to find our website, which features all the episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast, as well as the reviews and features you won't find anywhere else, then just go to hopnationusa.com. And if you're looking to find us on social media, all you have to do is search at Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you're looking to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast, then you just have to search Hop Nation USA on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Music Play, and Podbean. And if you're on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review because that's how we grow the show.
Not only that, we're a 5-star show featuring 5-star music and 5-star beers.
That's true, too.
At least on this episode.
Yeah. And if you, at least on this episode. And if you enjoyed this music format, you know, please email us at hopnationusa@gmail.com. Let us know, or just get in touch with us on the social media. Let us know that you like this episode because we kind of want to do more of them.
Right, because we like discovering new music, and we like discovering this music and then passing it on to new people.
Exactly. So let us know if you like this or not. We'll maybe continue doing this as like a monthly thing. If you enjoy it, let us know.
And
That's
if you
all I
don't,
got.
and if you don't enjoy it, well, screw you.
If you
Because
don't-
we really like this.
If you don't enjoy it, keep your mouth shut. But yeah, that's all I got, Adam.
No, I'm good. I enjoyed the beers. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the company. This is a bomb-ass episode.
Okay, well, with that, I mean, it's kind of surprising we did 3 IPAs, and
I'm not mad about it.
yeah, Adam didn't bitch about any of them.
Well, all right, I bet you a little bit, but not nearly as much as I should have.
yeah.
So that's a compliment in and of itself.
Yeah, so we did good this episode.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll check you out next week.